wanted this young lady because she traveled a distance to get over here, I think close to Washington, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, but she is something special. You know, I used to always like it when I went to a movie or I read the background on somebody and they said, how did you get started? And somebody met them at a cafeteria or while they were eating or while they were waiting on a table. Well, this lady is a true story about that because we met in a restaurant.
Beautiful.
Not a restaurant. Well, I guess it was a restaurant.
Did
They
he
sold
pay for the
food.
meal?
I didn't know her that well, but I'm pretty sure that will come up. She likes to spend my money. She
I
always
got
does.
your back, dog. Don't worry.
But I want our guests to come in because I tell you what. See, the only reason I didn't pay for her meal was because I didn't know her well enough to do that, but I would have. All right, so my next guest, please. She's got a beautiful smile. We're streaming this live so they can see us. So come, Mia, come on, tell us about
Wait a minute,
yourself.
Miss Mia. Just be thankful that you didn't let him pay for the meal because he will have wanted interest.
That's right.
Interest. Okay.
That's right. Every day. I love this new equality law. I love it.
Thanks for the warning.
So talk to us, Mia. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, for those that don't know me, I'm Mia Speight, Baltimore-born actress and fitness. Been in fitness for about 16 to 17 years. So I got my start right here in Baltimore, Maryland.
All right.
I started out back in the day in Bally's Total Fitness.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
My Route 40 heads.
Yep.
From Route 40, I started out there as a trainer. While I was pursuing my career as an actress, I was training full time. So that's where I got my start. Baltimore is my birthplace, my home. I always claim it to the day I die, no matter
All right.
where
That's
I'm
right.
from.
All right. There you go.
And I'm not ashamed of it. So I met Dr. Mel. We met at, right up there in Milford Mill at my favorite Jamaican carry-out. Tasha's Unk.
Yeah, Jamaica man. I
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
Jamaica food. I like everybody.
Yeah, definitely. That's fun. So we met up there and we started to talk about the industry. And now we're doing a lot in Baltimore so far as the acting industry. There has been a cloud over it just recently with things that have been happening. As you well know, or some don't know about the House of Cards that's filming here, and it's about in its sixth season now, but they took a little break because of all of the Hollywood drama, as it's called, of different things that were happening on the set there. So the good news and the positive news is they're back up and running, and they're still
Great.
creating jobs because opportunity and positivity is our main goal. I think that's why we're here. And a lot of people were out of work: carpenters, painters, people that were in the audio, the electrical, the grips. You know, people that were doing the cameras, and also actors. So, being an actor myself, I was slated to be on the show, and I received notice that they were postponing it. So, basically, what I do is I like to act. I like to model. But the thing is, I like to be a blessing to other people because they've been a blessing to me, and I want to use the platform to speak out on the things that are going on in Baltimore in a positive way, like the things that we can do to help our community. Because we can use our platform for foolishness, or we can use it for forward motion. And I just wanted to do that.
How would our young people, let's say someone's out there. I have a nephew who went to college, and his father is an attorney, and we were trying to steer him in that direction, but he loved acting. He loved just doing it. So he ended up acting. He went out of state for school, came back, and that's all he loved was acting. But how does a young person get involved in acting? Are there some tips you could give them where they should start, who they should call, that type of thing?
Well, there's definitely ways he can get started, and the good thing is that being in Baltimore, it's very attainable. There's people that are here, especially the agencies that are here, casting agents have been here, are very experienced. He can reach out to a Pat Moran Casting. She was the one that was responsible for casting The Wire and so many other episodes. People that are credible and reliable, so they can get with some of the casting agencies and put their information out there, their headshots, their resumes. Also get with some seasoned actors, because a lot of times we are looking to help other actors to do what we do, because you can't take every role and you don't fit every role.
And the extras. I know when my office was in Florida, we worked with a lot of the agencies and became a member of ASCAP, and they had extras all the time. They would come to us, and sometimes 40 or 50 people could get hired just in those acting roles.
Yes, and definitely, but there's also opportunities for them to have principal roles, because a lot of the times it's just getting the experience. It's just knowing what goes on in the set, and building up the network of individuals that can open up opportunities. You may start as an extra, but eventually you'll be, considered for major roles with more training. Another area or another agency that they can get in contact with is Taylor Royal and Betsy Royal, another reputable agency there. And also in DC, because we're so close to DC, the Central Casting is there too. So they have a lot of different projects that are going on there, and they're filming a lot of independent movies. In the studio with me is one of producer and director of an independent movie, Mr. Herbert St. Hubert. He's also been doing some work here in the area, Baltimore native.
Awesome.
And
That's an international. Is that out of Spain? Where is that out of?
no, he's right here. He's local.
Okay, but
He's
you.
local. Oh, I'm international. I'm here in Baltimore, but I do take different jobs internationally. Just worked on a project called Alex's Strip, and you can look that up on IMDb, which is the Internet Movie Database. Alex's Strip, and that was filmed in DC, but that is a Madrid. She's a native to Madrid. She's a producer and director there, and she's filming in India as well as Madrid, and she came back to film in DC. So there's so many opportunities that are presented if you just align yourself with the people that are doing what you want to do. There's plenty of opportunity. I believe in the idea of abundance in the Black community.
Yes.
Yes.
God has what He has for me, and there's nothing that is going to take it from me. So I can give out the opportunities. If I can't do something, I can boost other people up. I don't have a scarcity mentality that I can't tell anybody what I'm doing because they're going to take something from me. I think that we need to get over that mentality in our community and have an abundance mentality. So
Absolutely.
You want to offer?
Yes.
Where's $10? You have $10?
Do I?
Yes.
I do, but it's locked in the room that I just left.
All right.
What are you
going
gonna
to
do with $10?
We need
What-
to give her. We need to sow into her life.
I don't. That is not a good stitch that you're sewing. If you're only giving the lady $10, I don't know what would she do with
the
only
Lord said
$10.
plant a seed.
That would be a little bitty seed. I would not insult her. A
That's
little
not
bitty seed like that.
insulting. I'm just saying she's touching on some
Yes.
major tips, because we're so afraid. We're so afraid to share and disseminate information.
That's why we have her
applaud
on
you.
the show.
I thank you. Faces going places.
What?
And I think, go ahead, Doctor.
Go ahead, Doc.
I think that we are going to end up having more than $10. I don't want to insult my guests like that.
Well,
But
let me
Stephanie,
be honest.
you notice how big deep her pockets are. Everybody see that. Every time I see this lady, I go out wearing less than I did when I started, because her hand is in my pocket. Okay. Dr. Humphries, go ahead.
Are you familiar with Sonia Song?
with
Sonia Song.
no, I'm not familiar with her.
Okay. She was instrumental in with American Gangster and The Wire.
Okay.
That they filmed here. But
Well-
I like what you said, that so many of us have that syndrome of being paranoid and insecure and worrying about you getting ahead, and I don't know what it's going to take to break that cycle.
I think it's
Well, yeah, well, you do, and I have that going on, and we're going to expose some of it, because you have to really vet and watch who you get attached to.
That's true.
Because even as long as I've been in business, I am attached to one of the most vicious people that I've ever met in my whole life, and I'm going to have to expose them, because they think they can get away with hurting people in the community and just running over people, and you really can't do that. And I would rather not make a penny and expose somebody for doing something that oppresses us, as though we haven't been oppressed enough.
Yes, it's a lot of
We-
exploiting, Doc.
A lot of, and it's going on now, and I was amazed that as long as I've been in the business, I allowed somebody to put me in that situation, and I'm going to out them even on the air, so that if that person comes through Maryland, nobody will deal with them. And when you use, say, Christianity, or you use your sex or something like that to get ahead and walk on people, then what we have to do is bring that to everybody's attention and let them know what's happening. So, Mia, I think what you're doing is fantastic, and we invited you in so that you could be a part of the crowd, and we will get you more than $10.
What is amazing, yes, more than $10. Let me tell the truth and shame the devil. I think I just have $10 in my pocket.
That's about what you carry. But I am so glad.
Look, the Bible says, "Don't despise humble beginnings."
Listen, I was there. Listen, I was there. When I started, I was too broke to pay attention. So I know that it is so true. But this is the kind of fun we're going to have all the time.
But you see how powerful Mia is? She brought a resource with her. Can you share again with our listeners who you brought into the studio? I mean, you didn't come by yourself, but you brought a resource and you shared. And that's what Faces Going Places is all about.
Yes, definitely. Herman St. Hubert, he is on YouTube. You can get in contact with him. He's working with local actors in the Baltimore area, and he's reliable. He's a man of his word, and he shows up and he supports. He not only sows into Baltimore actors by giving them opportunities, but he supports. When I was celebrating and was featured in Vital magazine, also by another local Baltimorean who features positive people in the area in Baltimore, he came out to support me. It wasn't just a take, it's also a give. So it's like when you have your cup and it's half full, someone is able to come in and fill it back up again so that you're not depleted. So it's giving and receiving, and it's not always just a one-sided thing. So definitely people can get in contact with me if they need opportunities or they want information about how to get started in the industry.
What's a number they can have? And we're certainly going to bring him on the show. And, he's invited, you both are invited to come back to the show. But can you give us a number for the persons out there in the community?
Yes, they can get in contact with me. Definitely they can follow me on Instagram at Mia Speight. That's M-I-A, M as in Mary, I-A as in Apple, Speight, S as in Sam, P as in Paul, E-I-G-H-T. It's like spell the number 8 and put S-P on the front. Mia Speight on Instagram. And you can give me a call. Feel free to reach out to me at 443-858-4449. Once again, that number is 443-858-4449. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and then you also can reach out to me on LinkedIn if you need to send me any information or do any type of resume to me on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. And we want to thank all of our guests for being out today, and we definitely want to thank some of those sponsors that we have, such as Food King, Maker to Markets, and of course ACE is Alliance for Career and Education. And we'll be doing these shows and asking our guests to come back, because as a person doing marketing, I know that you have to have follow-up and you have to give people a chance to attach themselves to you, because some of this is over a lot of people's heads, and much of the stuff that we're doing and we're presenting, people in the community have not been associated with that or had the opportunity to participate. All the things that we do to raise funds, you'll find that we will be including the community, something that we are doing that was never done before. We are having golf tournaments to include people in the community. We did our first one about 2 months ago, where instead of watching, we had them come and learn to play golf, and they actually played in the tournament, and that's one of the fundraising type things we'll do. Of course, we'll be doing the cruise, we'll be doing basketball games. Look out for the Harlem Wizards. You talked to Mr. Davis, the president, last week, and you're going to find some interesting things each week that we go on, that we will expose the community and our guests to some things that we didn't know, because together, folks, we have a power that nobody can stop.
Yes. Amen. I need to give you $10.
You need to give me 20, because 110 you already owe me. So she is running a tab, and I think it's going in blocks of $10.
But Doc, I just want to share with you the exposure is very important that a lot of African American folks don't have, because you'd be surprised that so many of our young people haven't even been out of Baltimore.
Yes.
And when you get that exposure, that's very important.
Well, that's the purpose of this show, is to not sell me, but it's to get those young people